All right, welcome back to Take 5, ladies and gentlemen. In the Pacific Northwest, Seattle area, we have some of the best podcasts. And of course, we're one of the areas that have the most podcast listeners of anybody in the country. This is Sam Willing, has a podcast called Imperfection Wins. How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
So how long has this podcast been?
9 months.
9 months, so brand
9
new.
months. It's brand new.
And what are some of the things you talk about?
You know, the conversations actually started with me by myself, really talking about my own journey through vulnerability and navigating motherhood and career and all of those things that I think people want to hear more about. And now they've evolved actually about just me bringing other people's stories and connecting with them at a deep level. And it's topics like resilience and self-doubt, imposter syndrome. Some of the stories are inspirational. Sometimes I have expert speakers on with tips on how to deal with those things. But it really focuses around compassion and kindness, and especially as it relates to yourself. Because I really feel like when you start being able to really practice being kind to yourself, it's easier to then extend that kindness out into the world. And I think we need more of that.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the reasons we launched this show, Take 5, is because we needed more of that and to showcase more of that. So I know that starting this podcast for you, just chatting with you, it was scary and there could have been some roadblocks. So you actually talked about that on one of your podcasts. I want you guys to listen to this real quick.
I think through my own journey, I've sort of realized that I tend to have a fear of success and a fear of failure, just depending on the situation. But one thing that really spoke to me in the book is when you started talking about playing not to lose. Really, when I read that definition of playing not to lose, it was like, oh, okay. So that's kind of playing it safe, right? And
Absolutely.
My question to you is playing it safe. You had a job. Do you have a job anymore?
Well, I just started a new one.
Okay, you still started a new one. But to start this podcast, you almost like threw everything away.
I did.
You're like, I just want to jump in.
I did.
So you were not playing it safe.
I was not playing it safe. I wasn't playing it safe.
I mean, talk about that the fear factor there.
Yeah, it was huge for me. I was at a point of transition in my own life and deciding what my next step was going to look like. And it just so happened that I spoke at a conference and decided to sort of be really vulnerable and tell my story about my own career path and motherhood and careers and all of those things that life brings. And I found that that message really resonated with people. And so I thought, maybe I should put this out there. And I literally started recording a podcast on my couch on a Friday night. And then I just sent it out into the world. And there was a lot of anxiety with it.
Sure. But the feedback, real quick, we have just a couple seconds left. What has the feedback been like?
The impact has been amazing on people, just giving them the nudge and the courage to try some different things in their life. So I hope I get to keep doing it.
I hope so too. And that's why we want to talk to you, because I think what you're doing is great. And of course, all of us, sometimes we get stuck in this darn traffic. We're like, what do I do? I'm listening to radio. Let me pull up a podcast. Imperfection Wins.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Keep going, okay?
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, over to you guys for text messages.